What's going on, YouTube? So it's been a while since I really uploaded anything to the channel. Matter of fact, I think it's been about a year now. The last video I did was kind of a quick walk around of the cheap Jeep that I bought. Pretty much stock except for a I don't know, Go Rhino brush guard, and I think it came with a cheap roof rack or something on it. I actually don't have that project anymore. Sold it to one of my family members. So coming back from this like year-long hiatus I've been on, we're gonna do a quick walk around of what all got done to the Jeep and what all's still planned for it for this next year. So basically, I've not got a whole lot done to it in the last year, and reason for that is got hurt back in August of last year, about a month after my last video came out, and broke my hip and ended up with blood clot in my lung, and you know, that shit. Spent like a week in the hospital and then the next like 3 months recovering. So yeah, I've just kind of been taking time off from working on it, rehabilitating my leg and my hip, and getting back to a regular day job. So fun stuff. What I've got done that I haven't got really filmed is I got my old roof rack back. I'd sold this to my brother like 2 years ago. It was the first real project that I'd built for the Jeep, and built it with black iron pipe and a Harbor Freight tube bender, and to be honest, it turned out pretty good. So here's the roof rack, and not a lot's changed from when I got rid of it, except I came in here and welded up these box frames that sit on the factory rails, and they've got like a L-shaped hook inside here that feeds this bolt feeds through, and when you tighten it down, it locks up on the underside of this rail right here and locks the roof rack in place. And like I was saying, this is the original roof rack that I had built for it. You see it's pretty much full length up top. I'm thinking it's 68 or 72 inches long and right at 40 wide. When I first built it, I didn't put a floor in it before I sold it. When I got it back, it didn't have a floor in it still, but we cut this expanded metal off of my mowing trailer to put down a wood floor. So since I had that laying around, we took and welded it up, welded it onto it, and it covers pretty much the whole top except right here above the sunroof. I left that part out just so I could reach up and adjust fog lights through the excuse me, through the sunroof. Now here you see I've got I'm wanting to say it's a 32-inch light bar on the front. You know, the Walmart special. Didn't really think much of them at first, didn't think they'd hold up, but I've had it on here for 6 months, used it a little bit, and actually it's pretty bright. It works pretty good. I'm gonna have to give it a little more time, see how it holds up in the weather and stuff, but overall I like it so far. It's got a all aluminum housing on it, the heat sink or whatever you call it. It's all aluminum, so we'll see how it holds up over time. We'll get a couple of the fog lights that match it to go here on the corner that I can kick out at different angles for spotlights, or you know, whatever I need to use them for. When I first got this rack, or when I first built this rack, this bar used to be one piece that was bent that came out to about right here, and it came out straight. I cut this right here and I bent it up with my come along winch, so it would be at a upward angle. That would give me, you know, room for different size fog lights to fit in the middle of it, and give me room to tilt them up and down or adjust them as they needed to be. And right here on the front, you can see there's a little bit of remnants of the crossbars that were support bars that I've still got to grind down, and then sand everything down and paint it, you know, dress it up, make it look good. That's just one of the modifications I did to this roof rack after putting it on. Now if you look right here on the corner, I actually took a couple of pieces of chain link off an old logging chain and welded them onto the corner, and that's for me to hook a set of limb risers to. They'll bring it up to the highest point of the rack and make sure it clears my fog lights and stuff. This project with the racks getting closer to done. I've just, like I said, got some cleanup to do, grind down some ugly welds, and a couple pieces of tube that's still like right here. Got to be ground off and smoothed out. So I just got to take it off, grind those down, clean them up, and wire wheel it and paint it, and then it's ready to go back on and should be good to go. Now I was mentioning that I have the mounting points for limb risers up top, and didn't really have a good place on the hood for them. Used to I had a set on here that mounted to the hood, but that was a rookie mistake. It caused a lot of bending in the hood when you shut it, and it just wouldn't stay adjusted, you know. What I ended up doing to get around that was I made these little brackets that they mount to the fender on the inside, and they come out at an angle. But I've got one of those on each side. They gotta be ground down and then painted, so I've been waiting to see how they were going to work before I did too much finish work to them, make sure they were going to hold up, and they've held up good. I've used them for a while, not had any trouble with them bending, so I'm going to go ahead and get them cleaned up here before too long and just probably bed line them like I do everything else. Up under the hood, it's all pretty much the same. Had a couple of comments from people that didn't really care for the mushroom cap that I had on the hood of my Jeep for my snorkel. So got rid of the mushroom cap and went right back to the fiberglass hood scoop that I made for it. I've not had any moisture make it to the air box or up in the lines, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it this way. Next project that I did in my downtime this year was I finished the bumper for the front finally. And I've had a couple people ask about where's my part 2 video for the bumper build. And long story short, my computer that I had all my editing on, all my editing software and video clips crashed. I've not really had a chance to mess with it, try to get anything back. To anybody that was wondering, this is how the bumper turned out. It's got 2 pieces of 1.5 inch tube that mount to the front right about here. They come out and go around the sides, back about 1.5 inches from where the fender seam is, and then it's got a bar that's angled and cuts down towards the back side of the mounting plates. I may throw a couple still shots in to give y'all a better look at it. But that's about all that's changed this past year. Like I said, took a little time off to heal up from that hip injury and stuff, and just hadn't really had a whole lot of time and extra money to work on it. But like I said, back at it now, back to work, and I should be able to start doing more projects this Jeep before too long. The videos may be slow going for a little bit. We're getting into winter time here. It's and the lows have got down to the teens, you know. Makes it a little hard to work outdoors on something. So it's going to be a little slow going until I get the garage put up and get everything set up with my tools, welders, and all that. So, but I will be back to making videos for the channel before too long. Anyways, guys, that's about all I have for today. Just a quick walkthrough of what got done this last year and where I've been for the last year. So I gotta get back to it. You can see in the process of moving, I'm having to load the trailer up and get shit hauled to storage. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and y'all keep checking back. Hopefully I'll have some better projects for y'all before too long.